Welcome to Nitpicking Nerds. Today, a hot take.
You should be putting Ixalan Flip Lands into your decks.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, BZ, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. Do you like opinions about Magic cards? I mean, we have plenty of those, so if you like them, I would recommend subscribing.
Yeah, and besides, you want to be subscribed to this channel because our subscribers are 10% more likely to have something that is not so awesome as theirs transform into something more awesome.
Disclaimer gave here, and being subscribed to Nitpicking Nerds, well, it don't mean nothing, so it means nothing's gonna transform.
I say we just hop into it.
I was gonna say, don't clear your throat while disclaimer guy's talking.
I wasn't even doing that.
I heard it. I heard you.
I didn't do it. Anyway, we want to get right into it. We're just talking about the Ixalan Flip Lands, just from Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, why we think they're just super underrated. We checked all the EDH rec stats, etc., and as well as what we see in our own lives, and looking at how do we build decks. We build decks with way more Ixalan Flip Lands than other people.
Yes. So we're gonna look into the good ones, the great ones, the okay ones, and the bad ones. We're going to tell you why you should play them and what decks you should play them in. So the first one, and this is the one that we play in the most decks.
Yeah, these are the best ones, and the best of the best is the Mattock Compass.
Yes, the Mattock Compass is 2 mana for an artifact. You can pay 3 and tap it to search for a basic land. At your end step, if you control 7 or more lands, it transforms into a Maze of Ith, which means you tap it to remove an attacking creature from combat and untap that creature, but it has to be a creature an opponent controls, and it also taps for a colorless mana, so this is ramp. This can help you hit your land drop. This card does a whole bunch of different things. It just really depends on what you want in your deck, because it's so versatile. You just get so many different things. Sometimes you're just going to play this on turn 7 when you have 7 lands out, and it's just going to flip right away into a Maze of Ith, which will ramp you and give you a Maze of Ith. Sometimes you won't have a land drop. Like, you'll play this on turn 2, and it'll be sitting there for a couple turns. You realize, I'm going to miss a land this turn, so you basically invest the 3 mana to go get your land to hit that land drop.
Pay 3, draw your best card.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, right? That's kind of what you could say it is when you're missing land drops.
I mean, it's pay 3, draw a land when you need a land.
Tutor the thing you would tutor for anyway. Yeah. This card's amazing. Journeyer's Kite is a card people play. I think that card's horrible. This is literally like when you no longer need the first part, it turns into Maze of Ith, which is amazing.
Yes, it's a very good card.
It's so good. Like I was thinking, we were looking at it, at how many percentage of decks he's playing, and I was like, Joe, what percentage of non-green decks do we put the Mattock Compass in? It's like 100.
It's
like 80% or above. It's insane numbers.
Yeah, it is a very high number. It's I don't know if it's probably like an 80% or
so good. This is like, we are so much higher on this card than most other people apparently.
Yeah, it doesn't see that much play in EDH rec. We looked up. The next best one, which is actually my favorite one of these, is Search for His Kanto. It's a legendary enchantment for 1 in a blue. At the beginning of your upkeep, you look at the top card of your library. You can either choose to put it in your graveyard, or you can choose to leave it on top. It's up to you. And after that, if there's 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you can transform Search for Azcanta into Azcanta Sunken Ruin, which taps for a blue mana, or you can pay 2 and a blue and tap it to look at the top 4 cards of your library and put a non-land, non-creature card from among them into your hand.
This card is amazing. It's like control, self-mill. Any deck Thought Scour is in, I have to imagine this also goes in.
Yes. Any spell-centric deck that isn't creature-heavy, you really want this.
Self-mill, black, blue type thing.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's card selection. Like, the actual initial thing doesn't do much for you, because if this was just 1 in a blue for Phyrexian Arena, except you scry instead of draw, is a garbage card. But it's so trivial to flip, just like Jace Vryn's Prodigy, where it's like, yeah, it's always a Planeswalker.
Yeah, but exactly. It's trivial to flip. It's really, really simple. And also on top of that, it's not nothing to scry every turn. It isn't like this great. It's not a card that you're playing in your deck without the flip, but
yeah, the land is the good part. But it's stapled onto that. It's just free. I believe it's gravy.
If you want a gravy boat badge
on Twitch,
go to Twitch.
Okay.
And Twitch me.
I'm gonna read the next one because it's my favorite one. It's Journey to Eternity. 1 green black for an enchantment. You enchant a creature this time. When the creature dies, you return it to the battlefield. And that's already great. And then you return Journey to the battlefield flipped as a land, which now says taps for any color. And you can pay 3 green black and tap it to return a creature from your graveyard to play. Instant speed. This card is so annoying.
The only downside to this card is that you do have to enchant a creature you control.
There's a mild chance that you get 2 for 1 or they have instant speed or something. Usually I'm just jamming this on, like, if it's turn 3, I'll just jam it on something. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah, you just put it, you slam it onto a creature, and now you just have a sack outlet, you sack that creature, boom, bam, you're getting lots of value.
You skull clamp it, whatever. Then if it's an ETB, you just get it again. So it like flickers it. It's so weird. This card's amazing.
So it was very strong. You just get an awesome flip land that taps for any mana, and then it also just has this awesome ability that can let you like not overextend, because you'll just be able to leave up reanimating your best thing every single turn rather than having to spend cards from your hand.
Yeah, I've played this a lot, and it always plays better. I have spells in my hand, and it's like, no, I just won't cast these. I have some 6-drop in my graveyard. I'll just wait till the end of the turn, and I get to attack with it.
And that's perfectly reasonable.
It's so good.
I mean, I've played against it. It's been very annoying at times.
Yeah, those are the best ones. And then now we have like, these are more fringe, but they're good once you're doing the thing, they're good.
I wouldn't even put these, I think fringe is the wrong term. Because I think these are better than fringe. I think the ones we're going to talk about after this are fringe. I think.
Okay, yeah, these are like archetype. You need an archetype first.
Yes,
the first three is like very wide range of decks.
Yes, these ones you have to be playing a certain deck to really want them, but they're still incredibly good in the decks that you want them.
That's true. There's some of the best cards in the decks that they're in. They're not as fringe. We'll say the next ones are fringe.
Yeah, we're not.
But
yeah.
these 8 or 9 are not.
Yeah, it's just fringe was the wrong word, I think.
Yeah.
What's the first one?
The first one is Golden Guardian. It's a 4-mana 4/4 with Defender, and you can pay 2 to have it fight something, and then when it dies, it'll flip into a land that produces 2 mana of any color when you tap it, and then you can pay 4 and tap it and just make a 4/4.
Is that any one color? It can't do mixtures.
It's 2 of the same.
I thought, but I didn't know. I wasn't positive about it. I don't know the exact wording on that card. But this one's a strange one, but basically you want it to fight and die so you can just get some nice ramp. And
it's a weird 4-mana investment. Think of it like you play Thran Dynamo and then it can't do anything, and then you have to have a bigger creature or trade with some token you don't care about because it only fights your own creatures. But once you do, you just get a land that's probably your best land because it makes 2 mana. And then if you really need to, you make 4/4s.
See, I would have put this one in fringe, but like the other, like I'm looking at a bunch of the other ones, and I wouldn't put them as fringe.
This one I have because if your commander's huge and you're like this artifact type, I think this card's pretty good.
Yeah, I never played it personally. The next one, Legion's Landing. It's a 1 white mana for a legendary enchantment. When it enters, you get a 1/1 lifelink vampire. It's white. And if you attack with 3 or more creatures, you can flip this into a land that taps for a white. And you can pay 2 and a white and tap it to make a 1/1. Lifelinker. It makes more vampires. The same thing the original side makes, and now makes them for this price.
Yeah, think of this as, I think if it was in any other color, like if it was in Sultai colors, I wouldn't care at all. But this is, when you attack with 3 things, you ramp.
I mean, it's a mono white card.
Right. If you have token synergies, mono white, you're doing things on the first 3 turns, this card's great.
If you're not playing, once you leave Boros or you leave mono white, then I don't think this card gets very good. But it is in the decks where you're maybe like an attack deck, which again we've talked about how these suffer because of the 40 life total that we think is too high. But we definitely think that this archetype suffers the most, so it just falls down. But I would love to see this card see more play because this card is really strong.
When you're ahead, it's 1 mana ramp.
Yeah, and
you don't have to be ahead. You can just suicide 3 1/1s. It's very easy to just. Well, it gives you the first one. You just have 2 other dudes. You throw them away.
I mean, just think of it as something like an Odric deck.
Yeah, would you sacrifice 3 creatures to make a land?
You also don't have to sacrifice 3 creatures because I'm thinking think about an Odric deck. You just have like some cheap little dumb flyer.
You just mess up combat.
Now all your creatures fly. They all have lifelink because you got that 1/1 on turn 1. And
I was thinking the other Odric where you just choose to have them not blocked anyway. So both Odrics.
Oh, yeah.
One controls combat, the other one gives them flying. So yeah, I guess either one.
Yeah, I was thinking the one that can give it all, the good Odric.
Yeah, I have it in God Eternal Oketra, which just wants a bunch of 1-drops. So you just play a couple 1-drops, and now, boom, you get paid back. Even if they die, you got a ramp out of it.
Yep. Next one, I love this one. It's Dowsing Dagger. What does this one do, BZ?
It's the daggers. It's 2 mana for an equipment, and when it enters, somebody makes 2 0/2s plants with Defender. It's so bizarre. And then when you equip for 2, the equip creature gets +2/+1, and when the equip creature hits a player, you flip it into Lost Veil or something. It taps for 3 mana.
Isn't it Lotus Veil? I don't know.
No, Lotus Veil is a land that taps for 3 mana. This is Lost Veil, a reference to Lotus Veil.
Yeah. So, yeah, it taps for 3 mana. But this thing is awesome in decks like Yuriko specifically, where you have a ton of stupid, unblockable creatures that can just get through so easily that, and this if you can flip it, then the original investment of 4 going away on the first turn basically costs you 1 mana to flip this over if you are able to use it right away.
Yeah, it's 1 mana to search for a land that now taps for 3.
Yeah.
And it just stays there.
And it just stays there. And next turn, you get mana advantage. And the turn after that, the card is very strong. It ramps you, ramping up 3 mana. I don't know if you know this, but the one-use one, Black Lotus, actually banned in Commander.
Actually banned everywhere.
Yeah.
I will say, in Commander, you have 3 opponents. So the downside of some dude getting 0/2s, you just pick whoever's already the most fortified against you, and you give them more stuff, because who cares? We're not attacking them.
Well, you give them. You don't have to give it to the guy who has the least stuff. Give it to
Give them to the guy who has most stuff. Like, it's turn 4. I'm going to play and equip. Obviously, somebody doesn't have creatures. I'll just give it to the guy with more creatures, attack the guy with no creatures, and then it flips.
Well, yeah, but you can also make a deal. You can also just give it to the guy who has no creatures and say, hey, you let me hit you. You'll have these extra O2s, and I know you're a sacrifice deck, so you'll be able to take advantage of them at some point.
Yeah, if you're that guy, just don't take the deal. Well, it's Dowsing Dagger is really good.
I mean, if you don't take the deal, then they just hit you anyway, and you get no O2s.
No, you get the O2s before they hit. So if you give somebody O2s and then they chump.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like
they don't get the O2s.
So some guy has no creatures.
Yeah.
Okay, he's in behind. You could attack him anyway with your thing. So you play your dagger. You say, well, I'll give you the O2s, the guy that I can hit no matter what.
Oh, well, you didn't say you could hit him no matter what. What kind of situation is this? If you can hit him no matter what, it doesn't matter what you do. It's all play money. You just hit whoever you want and move on with your life.
It's not.
We're talking about like if you just have a 1/1.
We're trying to wheel
You have a
and
Legion's
deal.
Landing token.
Yeah, we're wheeling and dealing. All right, can't we wheel and deal, BZ?
No, I like the next one though, but you have to read it.
It's Path of Metal, which
No chance you can read this off the top of your head.
Nope, that's why you're going to read it.
Okay, it's red and white for a legendary enchantment. When Path of Metal enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to each creature that doesn't have First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, or Haste. Whenever you attack with at least 2 of the creatures that have those abilities, you flip it into Metzali, Tower of Triumph, and it taps for a mana of any color. You can pay 1 in a red and have it deal 2 to each opponent. And you can pay 2 in a white and tap it to destroy a creature that attacked this turn at random. I love this card, but it's really hard to flip.
It just depends on the deck. If you have a ton of creatures with these keyword abilities, or maybe you have like a lot of universal haste givers, then this is where this card really shines. The deck that BZ played it in was Queen Marchesa, who has haste and
requires
makes
0 effort. Just makes an assassin that has haste. 2 creatures with haste. As soon as you lose the Monarch, you play Path of Metal. Randomly get value in killing all 1/1s in play because they're not going to have these weird abilities.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, this depends on.
It's a nice bonus. It's never going to kill your stuff.
What if you have a 1/1 that died for some reason?
I've definitely wiped out a bunch of flying spirits with this. Feels pretty good.
Spirits? Why do they have spirits?
I've done it. I don't know. Ask them.
I don't know. I was asking you. You're the one who played against it. I don't know.
You're definitely going to read this next one though.
It's Growing Rights of Itlamok. 2 and a green for a legendary enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You might put a creature from among them into your hand. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, flip this into Itlamok something.
Cradle of the Sun.
Something I said. You're misreading it.
My bad.
Itlamok something, which taps for a green mana, or it taps for a green mana for each creature you control, which is, of course, Gaia's Cradle.
Fair Gaia's Cradle.
Yes, because
it nets itself. It gets the card right back. I like this card.
Yeah, the card replaces itself immediately. It can be slow in a faster meta because it does take a while to flip.
I mean, like 6 to 8 power level. This card's amazing. I think because Gaia's Cradle's around, it gets a lot less press than it should.
Yeah,
because it's really good, especially if you have a bunch of instants. If you're like green-blue creatures,
screw you, Gaia's Cradle. You should be banned.
Ban Coffers, ban Cradle.
Okay,
get him out.
You have you can't. Coffers isn't even close to broken.
I will argue for the banning of Coffers, not because it's broken, but because it is the least fun, interesting card ever.
That's not an argument. I mean, you have to ban.
That's why Lutry's banned.
Yeah, but
it's a free roll.
It's not a free roll.
It limits deck building.
It's not true. It doesn't do anything on the first couple turns. You're wrong about that card. You just don't like it.
We can disagree about that all day. It's actually not a flip land. So let's talk about the rest of the flip lands, like Madonnas Climb. 1 green-blue for a legendary enchantment, obviously. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then if it's got 3 or more, you flip it into a land that taps for a mana of any color. And you can pay 1 blue, green, tap it, and then it gets +X/+X, and flying rexes its power.
Yeah, so it can double. This is a power doubler, or it's just flips into a land, which you always don't mind some ramp in your decks.
Can you guess which type of decks this goes in?
Green-blue flyers.
+1/+1 counters is what I was thinking. Yeah, you were so close.
You know what? Next time I'll get it right.
Because green-blue flyers, they don't need the flying. Yeah, you fool.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Anyway, if you're a counters deck, I would highly consider this. You got to be on the aggressive slant, though.
You also have to be in a blue-green deck.
Because the green ones probably are worse than the non-green ones. Because if you're in green, you can just throw.
I would say this probably fits. This probably fits in like Toothy in Pier.
Ooh,
that's
I mean, you're just killing people with Toothy with this. Yeah. Just give it evasion and smack somebody.
Yeah, Toothy's already a big boy.
All right, Storm the Vault. 2 blue red for a legendary enchantment. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you create a treasure token. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 5 or more artifacts, you transform it into Vault of Catlacan. Tap to add a mana of any color. And then you tap to add blue for each artifact you control. Remind you of anything?
No.
Me neither. if I were to say that it was a card, that card seems very good.
Yeah, and almost bannable in EDH.
No, definitely. No, it would be banned. If this was just a land that did that, it would be banned.
Yeah, it would be banned. And also, I would also ban the green version of it too.
And the black version.
No, the black version isn't even.
That was printed many years later.
Oh,
The black. You're talking about Phyrexian Tower. You banned Phyrexian Tower.
I'm not.
Because that's
it was
the cycle.
from. I think it was from Stronghold or something, and then like Plane Chase.
He doesn't even know his sets.
Odyssey, maybe. I don't care. What do you think of Storm the Vault? It goes in Artifact decks.
It goes in blue-white artifact decks.
You don't have to hit to get the flip trigger.
Yeah, we're not gonna be hitting anyway. You can only make one treasure. If this was for each creature that hit, it'd be much better.
That'd be really good.
I mean, it'd just be good.
Like, that's already a card in itself. Like if it doesn't have to flip. That is a good card.
Yeah, I'm not saying
it's a decent whatever bad effect, and then it flips into an amazing land that you can. Not. I mean, you want to protect it, but it's hard to kill a land.
you can just abuse it. I mean, it's
Tap it once, you're in.
You tap it for like 6, 7, 8 mana. I mean, you're automatically tapping it for 5 the first time it flips.
Untap it, and then you're just completely in business. I mean, it does kind of protect itself because it flips, and then you can use all that extra mana to protect it with like counter magic.
I guess it protects itself in the sense that lands are hard to kill.
Well, no, I'm saying it gives you mana to like if something would destroy it.
Well, yeah, but how often are people targeting it with something that's not strip mine? Not that often.
There's like Acidic Slime, Star of Extinction. There's really not.
Woodfall Primus, Durastodon,
Triskaideka Rastodon.
Triskaidekaphobia, you know. Everyone knows Triskaidekaphobia.
Oh, okay. There's two more mid-level ones.
Yeah, we have Profane Possession, which is 1 a black and a white for a legendary enchantment, and you can pay 3 a black and a white to exile target creature. If there are 3 or more creatures under this, then you can transform it into something I don't know the name.
Tomb of the Dusk Rose.
Tomb of the Dusk. BC knows off the top of his head. It taps for any color mana, and also you can pay 3 black white and tap it.
2 black white.
2 a black and white and tap it, because obviously this card's cost, it has 1 black white, it has 3 black white, and now it has 2 black white and tap it to put one of those creatures exiled with it earlier onto the battlefield.
Yeah, those creatures that you get to exile, they don't come back under your opponent's control. They just stay exiled. If this land goes away, they're just gone.
This can be extremely annoying to play against if you want to resolve something big and keep it, because your opponent's just going to get rid of it every single time, and you know that.
I think the best part of this card is that when you get commanders out of there, they replace, and they don't go under Profane Possession, they go into the command zone. So you can just keep shooting someone's commander, and they just never get it, and you never have to flip it.
Well, let's be clear. It's not like they choose to put in their command zone. It's not automatic. You do have a choice to put under. You just won't.
Yeah, because if you put it under, then you never get it. I will never flip this land.
Well,
I'll just shoot tokens for the rest of the game.
Well, you will flip it, but you're never going to activate it.
That's true,
all.
yeah. Once you flip it, you can just put the other things in play.
Yeah, there's just no downside to flipping it. It's like, okay, your commander's stuck under here. I won't play it.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
Oh, you like naturalize my enchantment? It doesn't matter. Your commander's gone. So you get to just... It is slow. That is the one downside. It's really clunky.
It is clunky.
5 mana for like spot removal when your enchantment doesn't do anything. You really need mana. This is like a Cabal Coffers card.
I'm gonna be honest.
A Sarah Sanctum card.
All right, so I'm gonna be honest. This next one is, I think, in the worst category.
Well, why don't we just say that right now we're moving to the worst category, because I wasn't sure where to put this one.
Yeah, I don't like this card. I've actually tried this card, and I think it's way too slow and clunky, and I have not been a fan of it. So why don't you read it?
Why was this card so hyped when it first came out?
Because it looks cool.
It does look cool. It's Azor's Gateway.
To be fair, if you flip it, but if you have a deck that can really focus on flipping it, it's good. But other than that,
or like untapping it,
you need to be untapping this and using it multiple times, because otherwise this card is so bad and so slow and will be answered, because everyone knows what it says on the other side.
Except for anyone who's listened to this 5-minute spiel where we're not saying what it says. It's 2 mana for an artifact. I think it's legendary. Tap it and pay 1, draw a card, and then discard a card. But no, you exile it under this thing. And then if you got 5 things exiled with different mana costs, you flip it and gain 5 life, and you untap it. And now it's a land that taps for a silly amount of mana equal to your life total.
Yeah. But
what a joke.
Nobody lets this card flip. It has the biggest target. And it's like, obviously, dies to removal is never an argument. But the argument here is this takes, for the average deck, which would be the ones that can untap it, 5 turns to flip from it coming out. And it is, you can see it. It reminds me, this is the only thing that it reminds me of, Approach the Second Sun, where it's like you can see it's so telegraphed.
It's actually, I would say,
coming from so like you can.
No, it's actually worse. Because there's like I can play Approach the Second Sun and then dig through time and then play it again and win like the next turn maybe. But it's so hard to just keep doing this. And the worst part is you might not have 5 different costs to throw under it. Lands are a free roll, though, so don't forget to put a land under it.
Yeah, I just don't like this card.
No.
I tried it. It wasn't good for me.
I think this next one is probably the worst one of all of them. Not close. It's Vance's Blasting Cannons. It's 3 and a red for a legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card, you may cast it this turn. Whenever you cast your 3rd spell, you may flip it. It taps for a red on the other side. 2 and a red. Tap it. It deals 3 to target creature or player. So if you're playing this, you want an Outpost Siege effect. But Outpost Siege, it's already not that good. And the good part about it is that it plays lands. Because if you flip a land with this, it's dead.
Yeah, Outpost Siege is a much better card than Vance's Blasting Cannons. And the flip side is just meh.
Well, you kind of just, this is the one that you like don't want to flip. It's so weird. What about lightning bolt stuff? You only don't flip it if you need a land. But it's 4 mana, and you got to play 3 spells in a turn.
Playing 3 spells in the turn is not the easiest thing, especially in mono red, where you don't have a lot of card advantage. You have a lot of card disadvantage because it's mono red.
Yeah, I guess with like Faithless Looting is probably really good at flipping this because it's 2 already.
Got him.
Got there. Anyway, don't really play this card. It's not good.
Yep. What's the next one?
Primal Amulet is the next one. It's 4 mana for a legendary artifact. Your instant sorceries cost 1 less, and then if you cast 3 instant sorceries, you flip this thing into a land that produces 2 mana, and then if you use this mana to cast an instant sorcery spell, you copy it.
This card is perfectly fine. This is really, really, really a Stormy card. You have to be in the right deck for it because it's just this is corner case. This is fringe. This is where the word fringe. Maybe if you're like some sort of artifact, instant sorcery storm deck where you care about everything on this card, it's interesting. But there's a lot of cards that do it better, like Baral. I mean, obviously
you just want the reduction, or you want a reduction that's not so expensive and a body that won't just die because they're like, oh, a 4 mana artifact. Well, this might get swept up in something.
Yeah, the main issue with this one is there's cards that do both sides better.
And remember when we said casting 3 spells in a turn is hard?
Yeah, I mean it's not as hard in a primal amulet deck because in primal amulet decks, in fairness to the primal amulet deck,
they're built for it.
They're built to do it. Vance's Blasting Cannon deck is red and can't do poop.
Can't do nothing.
I mean, I know you could play Vance's Blasting Cannons outside of mono red, but do you wanna?
Do you want to?
No. Primal Amulet, at least the deck is going to be built around it, so it's going to be good. But you really have to be all in on this game plan again.
And even then, could just it's like your 102nd card.
You have to really want both sides because there are both cards that do the reduction better and cards that do the copying better.
Yep. Maybe like you're the Frantic Search deck. Frantic Search is insane with the flipped amulet. Primal Wellspring.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
But I'm going to make you read the next one because it's got a bunch of words on it.
4 mana artifact vehicle 2/10. Whenever Conqueror's Galleon attacks, exile it at the end of combat. Then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. Crew 4. Taps for a colorless mana. You can pay 2 and tap it to draw then discard. You can pay 4 and tap it to draw a card. Or you can pay 6 and tap it to return target card from your graveyard to your hand.
The thing I like about this is that it really feels like a giant ship. It has the toughness of that's what I would expect from a ship. Other than that, though...
this card is tough to flip because you have to attack with it. It has to survive combat.
It's got to survive a turn, so you can attack. Then it's going to survive combat. Then it turns into a mediocre land. I'm never going to pay 2 tap, draw, discard.
Yeah, 2 tap, draw, discard, not good. 4 tap, draw a card, not good.
6 mana, Ewit, not good.
Not good.
They all come together to make something that's like okay.
Yeah, these are the worst ones. I don't know. This is one where I can't really. I think this one has almost 0 homes. I'll be honest.
It's just tough to think. Maybe like a vehicles deck, sure.
Yeah, and this next one, Treasure Map, I think also has 0 homes.
Yeah, it's 2 mana for an artifact. You can tap it, pay 1, and you scry 1. You put a map counter on it or whatever it's called.
A map counter.
And it's got 3 map counters. You flip it into a land, and you create 3 treasures. So now you have 3 treasures in this land, which will be tapped when you flip it. It does not untap. It produces 1 mana when you tap it, or you can tap Sack a Treasure to draw a card. This is just too slow. It's just like Azor's Gateway, except better. But it's still too slow. It takes 3 turns.
This is super slow. The scries aren't worth anything. The treasures can either be used they can only be used for one or the other. They can only be used for ramp, or they can be used to draw cards.
It's not whenever you sacrifice treasure, draw a card. It's like tap, sacrifice, draw.
Yeah, that it costs you 2 mana that could have been used in many other ways to do it. I just don't like it.
It's just a weird card. Like, where does this fit? Treasure tribal?
Yeah, and then the last one, the main problem with this one is only its flip condition, because other than that, this card is perfectly good.
It's playable. It's just not exciting.
I would really like if this card flipped at maybe.
Let's read the card.
Okay, so it's Our Girl's Bloodfast, which is 1 in the black for a legendary enchantment, and you can pay 1 in a black to draw a card and lose 2 life, which is a greed type effect. And when you're at 5 or less life, it flips into Diamond Valley. I don't know what it's actually called.
Basically, Diamond Valley produces black, or you tap that creature, gain life equal to its toughness.
I like this card if you didn't have to go to 5. 5 is way too low in EDH, way too low.
A little dangerous to be at 5, and I don't know how you're even getting to 5 in a controlled area. You're gonna, like, most attacks are lethal. If attack is above 10, it's probably you're just dead. It's like the attacks go like chip in for 1, 2, 5. That's a big one. 10, and then it's like 100.
Yes, but here's the thing with all of these. All of these cards, even these worst ones we're listing right now, are so much better on average than other options. These ones are, I wish I could come up with great examples, but it's tough off the top of my head right now. But like, if you want some sort of like weird ramp like this, you still want these. Like, if like even Treasure Map, which isn't very good, we've explained why it's not very good. I'd still want over some of the bad ramp spells that people play. Like, let's just say, give me a bad ramp spell with Seasonal play.
Oh god, a bad ramp spell? Maybe like
Explosive Veggies.
Or, well, how about like 4 mana artifact taps for 2, like Cissei's Ring.
Yes, like I would definitely want almost any one of these over Cissei's Ring, except for maybe Vance's Blasting Cannon. That hurts bad.
Explosive Veggies, if I'm a green deck with any synergy at all, I'm playing the counters thing. I'm playing Journey to Eternity.
Yes, you just need a little bit of synergy, and these cards are in.
Like Journey to Eternity in a sack deck is just better than Cultivate.
Yeah, Thematic Compass I'm playing in 80% of decks that aren't green.
Holding up mana. If you're a blue deck holding up mana, all right, in a turn, I didn't do anything. I'll just get a basic. I just have another card for free.
Yeah, it's card advantage. The card gives you card advantage while simultaneously, and also just ends up becoming something useful. It starts off as something pretty useless that is only going to get you a card or 2 depending on the situation, and then it turns into this awesome land that can just protect you.
Like, if these are just sorceries where like your deck makes the flip cause trivial. So if they're a sorcery that says 3 mana, go find an awesome land with a bunch of text on it. You just play it.
Exactly.
It's not a basic land. It's got a bunch of abilities and it's annoying. Like Journey to Eternity flips into like the most annoying card in your side. Golden Guardian, it's slow, but even if you flip it, like it's better than stupid Cissei's Ring. If you flip it, you start to make 4/4s.
So take a look at your deck. Really look at what your deck is doing and what you want out of your deck, and maybe throw more of these in there. If you're playing the spells deck, get that Search for Azcanta in there for sure.
I've built around these in some cases. It's like, yeah, I want that. I'll throw in a couple more Sack Outlets or a couple more, like, I'll throw in a Thought Scour instead of Preordain.
Search for Azcanta always overperforms for me. I love it on turn 2 to like really smooth out my draws and make sure it my lands. I love it on turn 7 when it's going to flip on the next upkeep. This card is great.
All these cards, very good. Overall, this whole like Flip Lands thing, it's a great idea. I hope we do more of them. EDH can't get enough of them, and they're all like dirt cheap. Most of them are worthless money-wise.
I think Search for Azcanta is the most expensive at like...
That's his play.
Yeah, like
in other formats.
$10 now?
Yeah, it was expensive, but not anymore. Now we're done with the video, and we got to shout some people out.
Yeah, special shout outs to all of our patrons. We love you all as much as we can without making you uncomfortable, a.k.a. the Poopy Babies. You guys are awesome. If you would like to support us monetarily monthly, then you can go to patreon.com. And if you're going to be doing that, you'll be entered into our giveaway, in which we're giving away some Hydra, awesome Hydra package this month. It's pretty cool.
Changes every month.
That's the prizes for July. There'll be a new one for August, so get in as soon as you can.
Stay a patron. Become a patron, stay a patron.
Become a patron, stay a patron, because by the end of the year, there'll be a $100 giveaway with something even cooler than a Colonial Hydra.
We can't say because it's classified. You can also go to tcgplayer.com. Maybe it's kind of weird, but I'll just throw a list of these in the description. Click on it. That's where the link is. Takes you to the website through the link. Now buy whatever you want. We get a kickback on it. Maybe just group order all 16 or so of these.
Yeah, do that.
Don't buy Vance's Blasting Cannons.
Yep, and if you can't get it off of me, in Never Beezy, but also sometimes Beezy.
Never sometimes me.
Never sometimes Beezy. Then you can head over to Twitch and follow me on Twitch. I'm streaming a lot of MTG, but I'm getting a capture card, so I'll be doing some other stuff. Random games, if you just want to hang out.
I'm down for some Paper Mario. We said this before, but I'll be there for that.
Yeah, I saw some of the combat. It looks weird.
Oh, no. How did you not show me? Is it turn-based?
It's turn-based. Yep.
Oh no!
It certainly is. It certainly is something that I am hoping they do well.
Oh god. Well, I don't know. Let's get to the tidbit, shall we?
Tidbit about our life.
Definitely your turn.
Oh my god! Well,
I thought of so many in a row.
Oh, I ended my stream 2 hours early today because I was absolutely feeling like dookie butts. I don't know what. It was just more of like I have major depression. Sometimes depression gets to me. I was just in the middle of my stream, like I'm done. I'm sorry, guys. I have to go because I can't. I'm gonna be miserable if like something hit. Where it's just like, I'm miserable. I was like, if I stay on streaming, I'm going to be miserable.
What's the age-old saying? Depression hurts. Cymbalta can help. Is that what it's called, Cymbalta, or is that a different medication?
I don't know.
It'll be funny if it's a different one. But let us know what medication that is.
Cymbalta is for ED.
Depression hurts, and we know why you're depressed.
And we know everyone's depressed.
Other thought, most likely, probably might be moving the studio around.
Also,
stay tuned for that.
I saw you looking back. I didn't even tell BZ. I don't know. He doesn't look at Discord enough.
Oh no, what's up? You opened it?
No, I did not open it.
It was wrapped.
Well, yeah, because the glare.
So you opened it.
I opened it because the glare was way too much.
I'm just saying, you opened it, to which your
Yes.
answer should be yes.
But you're not even paying attention because in my closet, not on camera right now,
Oh.
there is a kiddie pool.
And do you remember the promise we made however many weeks ago?
These packs are all going to be opened underwater.
Unprecedented, except if you knew about it.
We'll be giving away these soggy rares to some of our
Giving away
patrons.
soggy rares to patrons from the illustrious Dragon's Maze.
I'm sorry, if we open a Master of Cruelties, it's already been promised to patron Nicholas, aka Mowand.
Yes, you get the Master of Cruelties.
It's one of his pet cards.
We crap on this set so much, and we're going to actually just destroy this box. But for your viewing pleasure, it'll be on camera. First time in recorded human history, anyone's opened a box of Magic cards underwater.
I don't know if that's true.
It has to be. It's too stupid. Who would ever open a box underwater?
Us.
And that's what makes us amazing.
Yes. Peace out, Tribe Scout.